Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday morning. I took yesterday off to be able to stay home and get some work done. It was a nice rainy day, so I was able to get quite a bit done. Anywho, it is a very, very busy week because I have an older one who is starting school next week. We only have 3 full weeks, well actually this week and then 2 more full weeks before I have to go back to school. I've been trying to get my younger one put into a preschool, so I have an appointment on Thursday for him. It's my anniversary on Friday. Y'all, there's just a lot going on and my house is a complete disaster. So we've decided to start working in the dining room because we were at a halt for the kitchen. So we moved all of our dining room stuff inside of our living room. We've closed it off and it is dusty everywhere from having to patch up holes. With that being said, I've been a little bit stressed out and on like edge, but I am gonna go to the school, retreat away from the house for a little bit to be able to get some of my classroom things done. I wanna focus on trying to get some of the vines put up. More of the flowers are gonna continue to get put up, and I need to start getting some of my house, my like houses, the house banners and the house system all put in place and getting my room clean. So that is gonna be my focus. We're gonna go get some work done today. Oh, and by the way, I have to also film 2 videos this week, which is kind of, it's kind of crazy. Anyways, so I will see you guys once we get to the school and we can look at what we need to get done. I have a little bit of sad news for all of you. So my benches that I had in my room are gone. They are gone. And it's okay. I'm not upset at all. Like, I completely understand that mistakes can happen. But apparently we didn't realize that those benches that I had in my classroom were the benches that the sports teams used, which is why they were always being moved. And we could never figure out why, but it just kind of dawned on everybody like, oh, the sports team needs those because that's where like the home and away benches are used and for benches for parents. So they had to take them out of my room, which is a little bit depressing, but it's okay. We're gonna think on the bright side. So I went on to Craigslist and I did find one bench that is like, it was identical to the one that was inside of my classroom. So I found one of those. I messaged that person, haven't heard back from that person yet. And then I'm gonna just figure out what to do for the other 2. I did see on, I think it was Craigslist as well, they had like some benches that they use for weddings where they had them as stumps and then they had like a long piece of wood that just like sat on top of the 2 stumps. That might be an option, we'll see. But right now what I've been doing is I've cleaned up just a little bit, so I've been putting things away. They actually finished the carpet. Y'all want to see it? There's the carpet getting finished. So they finished that carpet, or in the process of finishing the carpet, and I've been able to go back and forth into the other rooms to be able to put things away and like splitting up some of the stuff because I had like a few containers of clipboards that did not all belong inside of my room, so some of those were getting dispersed in between the other 2 rooms that we have. So I've been cleaning up, getting some of that done. These cattails are still shedding, so I finally put them in a bag. That would have been smart if I would have done that last week. And I've already started on figuring out my vine situation. So I wanted the vines to be able to kind of crawl up on the walls here, which I still have to fix this spot. You see how it's bubbled, like it's loosened up a little bit. Kids are playing. So what I've found are these little tacks. And where did the little box go? We have a ton of these, which are these re-stick clips. So it's perfect for like hanging so it doesn't damage any of the surfaces. Typically, like when I've used these outside of my room, like on our tile walls, they don't stick very well. But I'm hoping that because this is paper, that it's gonna stick really well and it's not gonna damage the paper itself. So if I end up needing to take it down, which I don't think I will, but if I end up needing to take it down, I can easily take it down without damaging the paper that I've done. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm gonna continue hanging some of the vines that I have. Garage sale find. These are so expensive, like these flowers themselves. I found these, was able to get the lady to talk me. I did like $8. I think for like 5 of them, but they're so expensive. So I have these, and now I need to figure out what I want to do with them exactly. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I want to hang them somewhere. So I have a total of 3 of these bags to be able to use these, and I will link these vines if you guys are curious which ones I used. I will link them down below in the description bar so that you guys can go and check them out. But yeah, so like that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna just start hanging up some of these vines on the walls and see how far I can get. So it does damage the paper. I had to take one down because I put one way too high, and when I did, it tore the paper just a little bit. So my assumptions of it not wanting to tear the paper were incorrect. Just want to throw that out there. Decided to move the tree from here to here because I started thinking, you know what, the kids need to get to that, because this is where I put all of their like graphic organizers, their word work information, all that stuff goes in here, so the kids kind of need to get to it. Can't get to it if the tree's like right in front of it. So I moved it here, which I think it goes well because there's 2 more trees back here behind me, so it's like a little corner of trees, which I think is kind of cute. Alright, so I have vines here and I have vines here, but I can't really put any vines up here yet because I need to fix this little area. So I had to go home to pick up my hot glue gun. Y'all, I used to have like 2 or 3 of these, and then they all started breaking on me. So had to pick up my hot glue gun. So now what I'm going to do is try to get this fixed up so that I can start crawling these vines up to the very top. So I had an idea, and I stopped doing the vines for just a second because I all of a sudden had an idea of what to do with some of the flowers. So I added a flower, and hold on, let me show you guys. So I added 1 thing of flower and a vine to go in between, do you guys see it? In between the flags. So, and then I went through and I added my twinkly lights because I just remembered where those were. So I found those twinkly lights, I added that. But what do you guys think about the little flowers? It adds a little bit more of a, I don't know, gives it a different look. I'm not really sure. You guys let me know what you guys think. But I do have to go through and change my flags. So I'm not changing the actual like design of each of the flags because we can't get it to match the designs for the house symbols that we have, but I am going to go through and change the colors. So each one is going to have yellow in the middle to represent that we are like a unity, like a unified group. And then we're going to have the blue is going to stay the same, the black is going to turn to purple, green will stay the same, and then red will stay the same. So those are the house colors that we have. So I do need to go through and change those. It may not happen today because I really should finish the vines today. But that is kind of the goal for the end of the week, is to be able to get that done as well, and to also get our house board up so that I can start logging the points and that type of thing. So yeah, so that's what we have so far. What do you guys think of the flowers and the vines in the middle? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Looks pretty. All right, it's time to start tackling that. really like it. I love it. So I don't want to overload the wall, so I'm thinking about just leaving it as is and not adding anything else to it. We did say we wanted to kind of add some lanterns or something that kind of come down from the ceiling up there. And then I also had the idea, and I don't know if it's going to even be possible, but to create almost like a swing using these flowers hanging from up here. So the swing will end up like kind of right there. So all I need to do is figure out like a piece of wood to be able to put across it and hope that it actually stays. So having these kind of be the rope that comes down from the swing. So then you have like this enchanted like swing set that's like right here. But I'm not sure if that's gonna end up working out. Okay, so I think that wall's done. And I ended up having an idea with my wall that has the choice. So I told you guys that we don't want to do the moss because the moss is really expensive, and I think there were a few of you who kind of commented that the moss it didn't end up really working out, that some of them were catching cobwebs and they were falling and it was dusty and it was gross. So I think I'm still going to do a little bit of the moss, but not do as much as I have planned. And then what I might end up doing is taking the vines and putting them right on top of where the books are. So I'm going to try to do a little bit now to see how it ends up looking like, and then I will check back with you guys. Okay, it's funny because now you can really tell that those two things right there is not the same as this that's right here. But it actually looks really cool, and I'm getting a lot out of a little bitty piece because I'm stretching it. So it looks super cool. I'm going to get the lights up here too. Alright, there's the moss. There are the vines. Moss, vines, moss, vines. I really like the moss, guys. It ended up working out perfect. One bag was able to give me half of my board. So I only need one more bag to be able to do the other half. That's $6, so that's $12 total in getting the board done. I will add my twinkly lights. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and do it now or if I have to wait. No, wait. I think I'll do it now. And this battery's about to die and I don't have another one. So in order to help myself be a little bit more organized and planned out when I come to my classroom, I decided to make myself a little bit of a to-do list. So I just kind of been sitting around like in the front of my room, looking around, figuring out what it is exactly that I really want to kind of focus on. So up here, you guys see that? Let's come up here together. So up here I have it kind of written out. I put down like today, here are some things that I really want to focus on. Number one thing is I want to kind of add a little bit more to the vines on the stone wall. There are just a few little spots. He turned the lights off on me. There are a few little spots. Yes, you did a good job. There are a few spots on my stone wall that I just feel like need to be add a little bit more. I need just a little bit more vines. So that's one thing I want to do. The next thing I want to do is be able to add the moss, finish up adding the moss around the whiteboard and also adding the vines on the book pages that are around the trim. Then I want to work on a few flowers today as well, get some more of those up, and then I also want to change out my flags. So I talked to you guys a little bit about my flags yesterday and some of the things that I need to change as far as just the colors to be able to match the house system that I have in our 3 classrooms this year. And then if I have time, down there at the bottom, I also added that I need to put school supplies away because I have about 4 boxes of stuff that I really need to put away that they've left in my room. So that's my overall goal today. Let's hope I can get it done. I'm gonna go work on some of the vines. Let me show you guys what it looks like right now so you can compare it to later. Alright, so there are the vines right now. Do you guys see like right here is where I want to add just a little bit more, maybe like one more here. I don't know. I just feel like I want to just play with it just a little bit more to figure out exactly what I want. But I'm really enjoying it. And I stopped at Michael's and I saw these and I thought that these were really cute. Okay. I don't exactly know. Oh, they're like, I think this is for floral pieces. So here's my plan. My plan is to maybe even add, a few of those butterflies kind of throughout the vines. I have 1.5 things crossed off of my list now. I finished the vines and I added some butterflies to it. I didn't do a ton to it. I added a little bit more vines here, a little bit more in the center. It just looks a little fuller. That's all it is. So I finished that, and then I also finished the moss around my whiteboard. So here's the moss. You can't really see it down at the bottom just because it's so dark. You see it now. There's the moss with the lights all the way around. I have not finished the vines yet, only because I need to figure out how I'm supposed to get up there. I try to use the chair isn't tall enough, so I can't get all the way up there, which I might have to go and get my ladder. That's probably the only way that I can see myself getting up there. So that's why I said I have 1.5 things done, because on the second thing it says moss and vines. Don't have the vines done. I do have the moss done. I'm trying to determine, what time is it? It's 12 o'clock. Trying to determine if I want to go ahead and start on my flags or get started with going home and just getting something to eat really fast. I might just go ahead and cut down the flags and get some of those colors put up. And I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing. But flags is next on my list, so that's what I'm gonna get done today. I really like having some sort of a checklist to be able to kind of reference to and cross things off. I feel a little bit more productive and I know exactly what I'm gonna do next, so it helps me out a ton. I'm hoping that this week I will be pretty much done with the classroom setup itself. Then next week I can really focus on the organization piece of it, because I do have a ton of stuff that's just not completely organized. So that's kind of my goal here. Let's cross our fingers that I can get to it. Flags. Doing the flags was way harder than what I had anticipated. So I had to pull the flags down from the ceiling, and then I had to rip off all of the felt that the colors that I'm having to replace. And it wouldn't have been so hard if a dum-dum, me, didn't glue it, hot glue it to the actual pole itself. So now I'm having to rip the hot glue off as well, which has been very, very difficult. So let me show you guys what I have. So here are kind of the remains. Like you can see here, this one really got stuck. I wasn't able to get this one off. But you can see where I had to rip some of them off. And then I'm gonna use these, the bottom pieces, as templates to be able to cut the new pieces out and then wrap them up, and then I can get them put up. So that'll be my goal before I leave this afternoon. So we're gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go home and feed the kids, and then I have to come back. Well, I have a phone call at 1 o'clock with someone, so I'm gonna do that call at 1, and then I'll come back for maybe another hour or two, and then hopefully be able to get a little bit of this done and call it a day. So I will catch up with you guys after we are done eating and we get back to school. All right, so I have all of the pieces cut. Basically what I did was I laid out all the felt that's over here, and then I took the pieces that I had that were previously put on the flags, laid it on top, and I just kind of cut it. That was kind of my template. So I did that with both of the different colors. Now I've laid them out. I'm starting to kick myself because I feel like I should have done this yellow on top. Maybe I can just maneuver it to make it work. I don't know. All the other ones are gonna have the yellow on top, and then this is the only one that I don't have that doesn't have yellow on top. All right, I'm gonna play with this for a little bit. I did get this one side to get fixed, but the other two sides are being stubborn and it's sticking to the floor. All right, so I'm gonna play with this, but then that's the purple one. It looks blue on camera, but I promise you it's purple. And now I have to now glue the other pieces on, and then I can get them hung up. And I did bring my ladder in case you were wondering. I am unbelievably hot right now. The kids are cranky. The little one's being a terror. And it is maybe around 2 o'clock now in the afternoon. I've gotten quite a few done on my list. The only other thing that I did not get done today was just the flowers. I honestly am debating whether or not I want to stay to do the flowers or just take them home and just do it at home. But I feel like, y'all, if you would just see my house, and maybe I'll just go home and show you guys my house, but my house is a complete disaster right now. And it's not like dirt, like it's not dirty disaster, it's a I am still in renovation processes disaster, and it's become like I work at home in the morning, I work here in the afternoon, I go back home in the evening, and I work at home again. It's just non-stop, and I'm feeling very tired. Very tired. I look tired right now. So I have been taking a minute to just be able to think about what are some of the other things that I kind of need in this room, as far as like decor wise, just like setting up the classroom, like decor. I know I need benches. I might just have to ask my father-in-law to make me benches. I'm not really sure yet, because I need some seating of some kind. I also have to finish gluing the edges on the carpet so that they don't fray. So far, the parts that I have done is working phenomenally well. So I'm really excited about that because it was a very cheap process for me. It's time consuming, but it's cheap, which is nice. Then I have to put down like butterflies and fairies and dragons, like little cutouts. I found silhouette cutouts that I can just do. So all I have to do is just put paper on, run it through the silhouette and let it cut, and then that's gonna go in the choice wall. I don't know exactly how I want it to look, but I figured I'd just give it a try. I might do a few of them tonight and see how I like it tomorrow, and if I like it, then I'll do more. And then the last thing I have on there is just like the fairy swing in the very back of the room that I talked to you guys about yesterday. So I think that's gonna be pretty much it. I am supposed to have like a dragon in the mix here. I don't know. My mother-in-law said that she was gonna do that for me. So hopefully she is gonna do that for me. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't talked to her. It's been a while. We didn't get to see her this weekend. So with all that being said, I don't really have a ton of like decor stuff to do anymore. Now it's gonna be a lot of just like putting things away and organizing it and getting things put up, which is time consuming. But for the most part, I'm really happy with my room. I'm really happy with the flags. I think they came out nice. I don't think I like did them all the same sizes. Like usually my husband helps me with that and he's so much better at it. But here it is what it looks like. There are the flags. So the yellow represents that we are just one big group. We're unified as one group. And then each of the other 4 colors are the different houses. So we have the red house, the blue house, the purple house, and then the green house. And I think it looks really nice. It's a lot of yellow, but I really do feel like it brightens up the room, which this room before, like last year, just needed a little bit more color. So that's kind of what I've gotten so far. That's gonna have our house board. Maybe I'll see if I can get the house things printed so I can cut those out and get them laminated. And then that's the choice wall with now the vines, and I think it looks really nice. I've gotten a bit done, and I told you guys I was hot. Yesterday the air conditioner came on and it was phenomenal, but today I think they turned the air conditioner off. I don't know, it's really hot and I'm sweaty and I'm gross, and I do need to go home and paint. Can you tell I'm losing motivation? I might talk to you guys just a little bit later on. I might do a little bit more work here just as far as like cleaning up my mess that I've made, and then I'll catch up with you guys and show you guys my house. So I've gotten myself all dolled up, not really dolled up, but I've changed clothes where they're non-sweaty clothes, and I put my hair in this cute little like 90s looking style. You can tell that I was born in the 80s. Anywho, I am going to a TBT meetup with the class couple that I think it's a class couple, yes, it is the class couple that is hosting it. So I'm going to a TBT meetup with them. I am gonna go meet them, hopefully have some really good food. I'm so tired. I got a little bit scolded because I should have been like editing a video, and I was not editing a video. Instead I was laying on the couch watching Vlogmas. So I'm gonna go do this, hopefully get some good food, and then I will catch up with you guys in a bit. Good morning, everyone. I told you guys that I was going to show you guys the madness that is in that's my house at the moment, because I've been so stressed out, and I wanted to kind of give you a piece of why I've been so stressed out. But I came home yesterday after the school. I had a TBT thing meet up to go to in the evening, and I literally sat on the couch and I fell asleep. I was so exhausted. There was just no way for me to like pull myself together. I have this morning taken a shower. I have a meeting at 9:30 to be able to tour preschool for Blaine. So we are gonna go and do that. Do you hear them fighting upstairs? So we're gonna go tour preschool at 9:30. This evening for Ian, we have a like new family orientation at his school, so we have to go to that. Tomorrow is my anniversary, and tomorrow I have to take Ian to go meet his principal in the morning, and then he is also going to have a play date with someone at a pool. So very, very busy. Although I can't go to school tomorrow, both of my partner teachers are going to be coming to my house so that we can kind of do some planning and kind of figuring out some of the first day stuff. So that's kind of the plan for the next 2 days. Let's hope that I can like make it with all my sanity intact. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping. So let me show you guys my house right now. Actually, this was not that bad, but I found this stuff and I need to take it upstairs, so that's gonna go up there. But look at this. Like, ignore all the junk that's everywhere because I have to get that cleaned up. But like, my dining table is here. I have the 2 yellow chairs in here. We have a tree that we recently purchased that's like in my bedroom because we can't fit it down here. Like, it's messy. And then this thing is closed off because it was letting in a bunch of dust we had to sand. Like, you can even see it here. Like, look at that. Look at that dust, it's gross. But when you come in here, we have officially started painting. And I think we started painting mainly because I felt like I was about to lose my mind if I didn't get some stuff done. So my husband so kindly, like, he sanded everything down, patched it up. He's now on the first coat of priming, and now he's gonna come back and do the second coat of priming, which will be really nice. It'll be very bright and open in here, which is what I'm hoping for. Y'all, I'm so beyond stressed out. Like, I just wish I could tell you guys, communicate to you how stressed out I am, especially with the house, and then now having Ian, who is starting school next week. Then I'm gonna be starting school pretty soon, and I feel like my classroom isn't even done yet, my house isn't even done yet. So I have like no place to really retreat. Whereas typically, you know, I would go to school, I would deal with all the craziness there, but then I'd come home and everything's like done, it's clean, it's pretty, and I would be able to kind of relax and retreat from all of it. I have no retreating right now, which is very stressful. So this is my dining room at the moment. And then here's my kitchen. Oh, bless. The cabinet doors on the bottom are finished. We just haven't put them on yet. I think we're waiting to be able to paint the walls. But we took off the backsplash that they had back here because we're getting new countertops, new backsplash. And we measured off where we're gonna have our shelving units. Like, I don't know if you see that. So like, there's gonna be a shelf here, a shelf there. So we're gonna have like open shelving on either side, which will be really pretty. So this room is completely primed. We haven't painted it yet because we took off this backsplash that was on this side. It's been primed now, and now this room is actually ready for the actual painting portion of it, which I'm very, very excited about. So there's a little bit of a taste in my life at the moment. I'm trying to just kind of relax, do a little bit of cleaning and picking up because I have not been able to do that. I'm sorry I look like a ghost, y'all. Like, even in this lighting, it's making me look really scary. Look at that. But I will be going to the school for just a little bit today. Not a ton, just because we have so much to get done today. But I just wanted to say good morning and show you guys the madness that I'm living in. I got done with the preschool this morning. He is going to register tomorrow morning, which I'm very excited about. And I've been in my classroom for just a little bit because I've been wanting to kind of clean up. I accidentally had like thrown a ton of stuff down here on the floor. So I've been in the process of trying to get those put up. And then I had a huge box of just picture books that I wanted to get put away. So let me kind of show you what I'm hoping will be like the home for some of my read alouds and my picture books. Okay, so this little closet that I've had in the corner last year did not get a ton of use. This year, what I'm going to do, y'all look at this. This is all dress up clothes and like fabrics and tablecloths and just all kinds of stuff that I just hoard in here. I'm gonna have to figure out a better way of like organizing that. So that's not gonna end up staying in there, but I do like to have like a jacket here. And then I also want to have some sort of a basket that I keep up here with just like some teacher essentials. I had one year where it was absolutely awful, and I don't know how best to, like, something happened on my pants. It was really gross. It was, anywho, so I didn't have a change of clothes, and I'm just sitting there in these like gross pants waiting for my husband and hoping and praying that he's at home so that he can bring me some pants. Luckily he was, and he did bring me some, but it taught me a lesson to make sure that I have some sort of clothing. So I like say may find like some leggings, a tunic, something that you could just keep inside of your classroom, have it up here so that you can always like get to it when you, if and when you need it. Like literally getting yourself, think of yourself like a 2-year-old. You're having to send an extra pair of clothes because you never know what's gonna happen. So I am gonna put like an extra pair of clothes up there, some makeup, that kind of thing. I eventually want to get maybe like a new like hair dryer, things like that, so that I can just kind of stick it up there just in case, because y'all never know. You never know what's gonna end up happening. So that's kind of what I want to use that little space for. Then I have all of my picture books here. These are chapter books, and these chapter books are ones that I've used for book clubs. So what I do is I print out my summary and my character traits like book club packet, and I will fill it out and have it pre-read and have it all filled out in here so that whenever I do have book clubs, I can just pull this out and be able to refer to it. It's really nice and it's easy for me because that's what I have my students also fill out. So I have those there. That's actually a book that a student let me borrow and then never gave it back. Sad. Good thing I have him this year. So here are some of the picture books that I have. I would like to move this shelf down, but y'all, I can't get this stinking shelf to come out. Like, I've tried so hard and it won't come out. And I would, you know, so I would have to move this one down so that I can move this one down and put picture books there. Because I feel like this could actually have a different home. I'm not really sure yet. Anyways, then inside of here is where I want to put like holiday picture books. Oh bless. Oh bless. This is where I want to start keeping some of the holiday books that I have and just placing them inside of there. Let me make sure that there's good clearance, and there is, so I'm okay on that one. Down here are going to be like my main read alouds that I like to use to be able to like work on different skills and things like that. So I'm going to place those down here. I still need to figure out a best way to be able to organize it, but that's kind of where I want to put it for right now. I don't know. I like it. I think this is going to be a good little spot for everything to be able to put it here and keep it organized. I've been doing that this morning. I also took out all of my supplies. Now my son is messing up my school supplies. I had my school supplies organized. Now my baby has been playing with it, and I have not been paying attention that he's been sitting there destroying my school supplies. Okay. I took out all the other school supplies and placed them out here and got those organized. I am a big binder girl when it comes to just like when I'm teaching certain skills in different units. I like to place everything inside of binders. It just works better for my brain. I don't like to put them in file folders. So the big task next week is going to be trying to take out a lot of like my organizing things here and having them, I guess like the big things are like placed inside of binders, because in my head it just works so much better, and that's what I want. And then these can be used for all of the kids things, and the kids can just be able to get to it and grab whatever it is that they need out of these. So then I'm gonna have my binders somewhere else so that will have like all of my teaching materials, anything that I need to make copies of, yada yada yada. So that's what I'm gonna work on. Have a bunch of papers right there that need to go inside of binders. That's gonna be a task for next week. I'm not doing that this week. I am, however, going to start working on laminating. So I've taken out my laminator. It does say that it is ready, but I showed you guys these the other, I guess was it like 1 or 2 vlogs ago? I don't really remember. But I'm going to laminate these, get these cut out, place these up here for our schedule. And then I also have our house banners that myself and my husband have been working on. So We have Indara, we have Arbitrium. Why does Indara always look blue? I promise you it's purple. Arbitrium, and then Uamuzi, and then we have Zygoda. And then these house banners are going to be placed over here to be able to log like house points. So that's what I'm going to currently work on. Get those laminated and cut. For some very, very odd reason, they had the air conditioners turned on and now they have the air conditioners turned off. So it is a little bit hot in here. It's not as bad as what it's like previously been, but you can still tell that it's hot in here. So I'm not going to be staying for a very long time, to be honest. Like, y'all, I am so wiped between here and my house. Like, I just am exhausted. This morning was nice to be able to kind of relax a little bit, get things cleaned up. Please don't touch that. That one is actually kind of sort of organized than the other ones. It's my son. So I am just really wiped. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. Plus, I'm a little bit of a block because I don't know what else to do inside of my room. Like, I like this wall. I like, you know, this. I'm still working on some of those flowers. I really like the banners. I like the back wall. But then we get to this wall and it's just, it lacks the fantasy feel. So don't really know what to do there. If you guys have ideas for what I should put inside of the frames, last year I left them empty. Not sure if I want to leave them empty now or if I actually want to place something in them. But if you have an idea for the frames, let me know. I am going to have like student pictures, but that's going to be in a different spot. So I don't want to put those there because I want to do like student and family pictures somewhere else. And I'm not quite certain where I want to put those just yet. So I'm going to go ahead, get to laminating and cutting and get those things put up. It's been so long that I laminated that I totally forgot to take out my little dump bucket. So how many of you actually use this little strategy for your classrooms where you give each table or area or something in your room a little bitty bucket so when the kids are like cutting things out, they can throw all of their scraps inside of it. Fantastic way to keep your area clean while your kids are doing crafts. I love it, and I use it for myself too.
Thought that we go this far. Don't stop now. Reaching for a distant star. Don't stop now. Isn't it strange how we're safe at home? So that I counting days until the second go. If you're gonna make a change, you have to let me know.
Alright, so our schedule is officially done. I didn't even think about how dark this was against the really black, but I guess it's still okay. So there's our schedule for this year. And then I have the extras down here at the bottom along with some blank ones over there so that I can just write some in if we ever have any changes to our schedule. I can just write them in and be able to place them up there. I like to be able to have that. So I actually might place these reversed down here. And it just makes it easier for me to be able to change it. But there it is. I think it looks very nice. Now I just need some type of a label to be able to put up here. Hello everyone and happy Friday. The school is closed on Friday, so obviously I am not at school, but I am editing the vlog right now, and I just realized, oh, I never ended it. And I have a good reason too, because right when I started talking about the schedule cards and I finished talking about the schedule cards, y'all, my 3-year-old started having like the worst fits on the face of the planet. He was very, very cranky, and I think he was just ready to go. So I packed up all my things and I left right after that. I didn't get to finish vlogging, and I think it was good for us to just kind of come home and have some like downtime and relaxation time. We ended up watching, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's called Homestead Rescuers or something to that extent, but I really like that show actually, and now I want to have a homestead. Anywho, but it was really nice to be able to kind of just have some like relaxation time at home, not doing much. So today, like I said, is Friday. It is my anniversary. I'm trying to edit the vlog so that I can get that up before my husband goes home. Well, it's not going to go up until tomorrow, but I'm going to get it scheduled to go up tomorrow morning before my husband comes home so that we can spend the time for the evening together. We're going to go out to eat and we're going to go watch a movie, something that we don't typically do together. Really quick, before I was about to end this vlog, wanted to kind of talk about something. And I don't tend to like talk about these things. I'm more of a person that just likes to like hide from any kind of conflict. Like, I don't like to talk about conflict. I don't like to be around conflict. This is why I would never be an administrator, because this is just not me. I've been seeing a lot of things like on Instagram, and I think it's been hitting Facebook really, really hard in some of like the teacher Facebook groups. And I am not like on like teacher Facebook groups. I'm not a Facebook person, but I've been hearing a lot of it, which just kind of makes my heart a little bit sad, because there are other teachers who are putting teachers down for doing things in their classrooms during the summer. And I am one of those teachers that I like to be in my classroom over the summer. I know that personally, like as a mama and as a person and for who I am, I can't be at home for an extended period of time. I start to go crazy and I lose my mind and I almost get into like a depression state. I had it with both of my boys when I had them, and it's just something that I just can't do, y'all. Like, I just can't stay at home. I start to become very down on myself. So I go to the school for like an hour, 2 hours to be able to retreat and get some things done, and you know, kind of that gives me my opportunity to go out. So that's just who I am as a person. But I also want to kind of point out that the things that I'm doing in my classroom, guys, I don't expect not one other teacher out there in the world to ever do what I'm doing. I can sit here and say that I am crazy for doing some of the things that I'm doing, but I do it because I love it. If I could quit my job and just become a classroom decorator, I would totally do it because I love it so much. But like the things that I do, I do it because it just adds another like a joy in my career and the things that I do with my job. I don't do it because I want to make my classroom better than everybody else. I don't want to do it because I want to make my classroom Pinterest perfect, which is not Pinterest perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't do these things because I want to feel superior, I guess, in some way. Like, I do it because I really love decorating my classroom and I really love making it feel a certain way, and it makes me excited to see other people come in my room and say, wow, this is cool, because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be when I walk in my room, I say, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I want it to be that way, and I enjoy doing it. And if I could do it with every single person's like classroom in my building, again, I would totally do it because I love doing it. But like, I don't understand like why people have to like hate on other people who do that. Like, if it brings them joy and it brings them happiness, kudos to them. There are some people who like do some really amazing things, and I'm like, you know what, kudos to you, but I can't be that person, and I don't expect myself to be that person because I am who I am and I am not trying to be someone else. Does that make sense? Like, I hope I'm making sense. And it just kind of hurts my heart because people are like bashing people and saying, you know, you should be spending more time with your kids and you should be spending more time, you know, doing things with your family over the summer. You know what? My mama worked 2 jobs her entire life and she busted her butt to take care of me and raise me, and I didn't see my mom that often, and I grew up just fine. Like, and so my kids are gonna be just fine, and I spend plenty of time with them, you know what I mean? And you guys don't see that a lot on camera because what you guys see is like a snippet of my week. You don't see the whole thing, you know what I mean? Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because people were bashing other people and it's not nice. It's just not nice. You know what? Just say kudos to you. I can't do that in my life. And then just keep chugging along and doing your own thing, because that's what we should be doing. We should be chugging along and doing our own thing and staying kind. That's all I really had to say. Just wanted to throw that out there. So please don't think that I expect other people to have their classrooms like mine. Please don't. Okay? Like, it may not even be worth it to you. sometimes I sit back and I'm like, oh, is this really worth it when I have the really, really stressful days? But I do really love doing what I'm doing. It just brings me a lot of happiness, and I think that's important. To do things that make you happy is really, really important. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep doing things that make me happy. Whether other people think I'm crazy or not, and I probably am, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this vlog. I've been enjoying doing them. I hope that you're getting some inspiration or some ideas or just things that you could be doing in your own room, but just not to the extreme that I do it, because y'all, I know I'm crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But yeah, I hope that you guys have been enjoying watching me put up this new classroom. I am really loving it from last year. I think it's adding so much more color and it's exciting. I'm very excited for the school year. So I hope that you guys have been enjoying it. Please make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and please share it out. This helps my channel so much, and it really helps me to be able to continue doing what I'm doing by sharing so many like things that I do in my classroom. And yeah, subscribe, share it out. Thanks so much, guys. I hope y'all have a really, really great weekend. I will see you next week, and I'm gonna film some really fun videos, hopefully. Cross your fingers. All right, I'll see you soon, guys.